Well, hello, welcome back to the Tat Cave. Freshly shaved Nick here, still ploughing through the media. With that in mind, I thought I would talk to you a little bit about selling CDs, because that's what I've been working on eBay. We'll pick a few bits. A bunch went out yesterday. Today we've had, I just added it up, I think it's £110 worth in turnover just from these bits in here that are going to be shipped out today. So I thought whilst I pick these bits, I'll talk about selling media and what works for me. Now, I don't want to try and convince you of selling media is something you should be doing. It is not as easy as it used to be. And still, I stand by the fact that the vast majority of CDs and DVDs are not worth messing around with. But there are a few things you can do to kind of mitigate that. And bundling is one of those things. So I'll get set up, we'll pick some orders, and we'll have a chat about that. Okay, so if I perch you there, you can see I don't have an awful lot listed. Although it is selling quite fast, so a lot has gone out already. I also sent a box with 21 DVDs in it earlier today, and a bunch more CDs. A whole load of CDs went yesterday, so the turnover is pretty swift. But that is everything that I have listed, and that is everything I'm working on. But let's pick what's going out today, because I think there's some good examples in here of what I want to talk about. Let's start at the top, actually. So, a couple of Erasure singles. Singles by the right bands, by collected bands, can be a good little niche. They're, no longer available, generally. Long since deleted. Quite often there'll be tracks on there that you can't get anywhere else, that maybe also aren't on streaming services. So singles, certainly for collectors like myself, yeah, the right stuff can be valuable. So I listed all of the Erasure stuff I had that I've bought in bundles. I bought collections. We have sold for £13 Moon in the Sky, and we've sold for £10 Storm Chaser. So let me find them. Here they are. So, good example of a band that is collected, is Erasure, and two long since deleted CD singles. So that's turnover of £23 and two items that within bundles probably cost me maybe £1 each. So singles is something to think about. Next we have the Soup Dragons 20 Golden Greats CD, sold for 25. I think this was from a charity shop for 50p. Let's find that one. Now these are not kind of skewed, they're just stacked up in there. I was thinking about a way of sorting these so they're easier to find. I may implement that, but at the moment they're just all shoved in here. Right, Soup Dragons. There it is. So this is a good example of obscure is good. The Soup Dragons were a band I remember from the early 90s. I bought the single I'm Free. Yeah, there it is, it's on there. I'm Free. They didn't have much of a career as far as longevity goes, and there's not much available, and this best of is obscure. It didn't sell much, there's not many out there. It's sold as used, and it's sold for £25, and it's sold within a couple of days. So as a general rule, and it applies to these as well, obscure is good. The less of a thing that's out there, the harder it is to find, and therefore maybe it will have a bit of value. So obscure stuff that's sold in the millions is easy to find, right? Your Robbie Williams albums are in every charity shop, right? Celine Dion, or I don't know, you name it, popular artist that's sold in the millions, you're going to struggle to make money on. But potentially you could bundle up their stuff and get a sale on it that way. We'll get to bundles in a minute. Next, we've sold another Christmas album. Here it is. For £6. Now here's another tip. It's an obvious one, but sealed items. This is still factory sealed, so you can sell it as a new item. And you can get that little bit of premium because it is factory sealed. Not a lot, still only £6, but it's something. Now, we've mentioned bundling. I've sold a bundle of Rod Stewart albums. Now, all of these you can get from the likes of Music Magpie, We Buy Books, for like a couple of quid delivered to your door. You know, £2 or £3 will buy you all of these individually. So I can't compete with that. I can't deliver this for a couple of quid and still make money on it, you know, as an all-in price. But you can stand out from the crowd if you get 10 Rod Stewart albums, put them all together, even if you only charge per item a couple of quid, which is what I've done here. Now, I didn't go sky high on this. I went £20 for the lot. So I am competing on price, but it makes sense when you do it as one big lot. This will still only cost me £3, £3.50 to send. So it still makes sense, as long as you're getting them cheap enough. These, I think, came from a place where media was 10p. So my investment is only £1. Postage isn't such a big concern when you take the, let's call it £3.50 out of the £20 turnover. It still makes sense. And I can compete with the big guys because they are only selling them individually off the barcode, right? They don't have the time nor the manpower to set up unique bundles. But I do. I can do that. And it works. And that sold super fast. As did the Jackie album bundle. Exactly the same, really. All of these you can pick up on eBay for £3 or £4 delivered. But these won't go as a large letter. They're chunky. But I had, now what did I have? 6. Put them on at £20 and they've gone. And they've gone quick. So it works. Make yourself stand out. Make your own unique bespoke bundle. So next we have an item which is obscure and it's sealed. So double whammy. This is a compilation of 1930s music. It's a 4 CD set. I mean, it didn't have a great deal of value, but it sold fast. It's here. And although it is a 4 CD set, it is in still a slimline case. But there you go. Perfect little item. This was picked up in a charity shop for next to nothing, and it sold quick. Not for a lot, really. £6. But it's obscure. There's not many of these about, and it's sealed. Was always going to sell quick. Next we have Dolly Parton. This is sealed, so it's sold quick. Let's find it. Here we go. It's an ultimate, like, best of compilation. £6 again. Gone. And this next one is also sealed. Where is it? There we go. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers album. This is the card gatefold sleeve, which is the first edition. Still factory sealed, and that's gone for £7. Now I have a few other Red Hot Chili Peppers albums that I'm going to bundle together. They're used ones, and they're all super common, but bundled together they should sell really easily. But this one I split off. I actually have this one used as well, which is going to go into that bundle. But this one sealed, that first edition card gatefold sleeve, yeah, sold nice and quick for £7. So there you go. So that's whatever it comes to, £110 I think it was in turnover, and most of this was listed within the last 24 hours or so. Nice and quick. And the Jackie album, so it's actually a stack that big. So there you go. So you can see, hopefully I will plough through all of this that's still in here fairly quickly. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I think I said this recently, it's something I think you have to be into to enjoy, but there is still a market. I think if you want to get into media, just bear in mind, if it's an artist that sells really well, then their albums are going to be common. So you might have to look at making bundles because you're going to struggle. I mean, Lady Gaga, for example, strong demand, but they're super common. So you can get this for £2 or £3 delivered all over eBay. It's not worth messing around with. But should you have several of her albums, you can put them all together. Oh, that's a duplicate. I actually have several of the Fame. Is it called the Fame? Yes, the Fame. Star is Born. See, once you get that many, I think I've got other ones in here as well. There you go. There's Art Pop as well. And then you've got a bundle, you know, which is convenient for the buyer. They get everything they want in one purchase, and you can charge a higher price. The postage becomes less of an issue, and yeah, the sale for me tends to come quicker as well. Let's do another example. Here we go. Rihanna, again, huge multi-million-pound seller, and her albums will barely be worth messing about with individually. But if you have 2 or maybe 3 or maybe 4, you get the idea. I've probably got more in here. Put them together and you stand out and you become an attractive proposal. Oh, look, there's somebody who's got 5 Rihanna albums all together, and maybe it's £15. But yeah, sure, why not? Go for that and carry on. You know, what have we got over here? Blur, exactly the same. Huge selling album, Park Life from 1994. Not going to be worth putting on individually, in my experience. There's Leisure, their first album. Bundle that with it. There's Blur from 97, I think. Amazing album. 13. Oh, stick that with it. The Great Escape from 95. Country House, do you remember all of that? I think that's all I've got in stock, but there you go. Instantly, I've gone from having individual albums that are going to be a struggle because they'll be all over eBay and you're not going to get much more than like £3, maybe 4. But as a bundle, you're not going to be competing with many people. You can stand out. It's convenient, it's quick, it's easy for the customer, and it makes sense. So there you go, that's what I'm doing. I've got some really cool bundles here. This is a nice one. Happy Mondays. I think this will go so well. Pills and Thrills, and this is also the earliest sleeve before they changed it because they were infringing on certain copyrights of these sweet wrappers. There's more, plus Black Grape, which came in the late 90s. Shaun Ryder left the Mondays and formed Black Grape. So we've got also a couple of Black Grape albums. I'm going to make a bundle all together, and there's another Mondays one. So that, I reckon when I list this, I would hope to be kind of the best Happy Mondays / Black Grape bundle that's available, right? I don't know, I haven't looked into it, but that's going to be a comfortable £20, maybe more, don't they? You get the idea. So, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, if you got to the end of this one, can you put Happy Mondays down in the comments for me, just to let me know that you got this far. And I now will carry on making bundles. Yeah, setting up listings, doing the photography over there, and slowly but surely working my way through all of this on here. Take care. I will share another video up here somewhere. If you'd like to carry on watching me, there it is. See you there in a sec. Ta-ra.